Hey friends, it's Friday. That means Jersey Concepts here on the channel. I've got a pretty interesting one for you today. Usually we look at 32 NHL jersey concepts or maybe uniform concepts, but today we have a designer named Steven who has submitted 36 concepts, jerseys, but they're not from current NHL teams. They are the hypothetical NHL league. If every single province in Canada and state in the United States that doesn't currently have an NHL team got an NHL team. So that gives us 36 new NHL teams. So Steven's come up with new team names, new colors, logos, everything. You know, I've not seen these before. I just read his email, and that's kind of what he's presented to me. So you and I are going to see this for the first time. I think it's a pretty cool concept. I love the idea. I live in a province in Canada that does not have an NHL team. So I'm excited to see specifically what the New Brunswick one is coming up. So let's start this off. And I have no idea what the order is going to be. It's on abbreviation, but I don't really know exactly, you know, team names and stuff. All these abbreviations and the file names mean nothing to me. So let's start off. The first one is ALA. So maybe Alaska, Alabama. I'm not sure. Let's bring it up and let's find it. Let's jump in. Okay, coming up, Alabama Yellowhammers. Okay, so honestly, pretty decent name. It's a bit of a weird name, like Yellowhammers, but there are some long names in the NHL, like Golden Knights. That's a long name. Yellowhammers, it's long, but it kind of rolls off the tongue at the same time, so I don't actually mind it. It's a bit of a weird name until you see the visual associated with it, which is the logo. And I think actually the logo is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking bird. He's got not so much aggression in the beak or in the mouth, but in the eyes, a little bit, the brow, and then also look at the shoulders. He's a little bit buff. He's been lifting that hammer up and down. So he's got some attitude. And I kind of like that in a logo. It's very modern as well. So that's pretty cool. The colors, I think black is the obvious choice to go just from a contrast standpoint. Blue is also a very complementary color to yellow, but you know, this is okay. I'm assuming the white section of the arm right here where the numbers would go. Not sure. Good start. Next, the Alaska Walrus. Okay, so I do like a bit of the, I guess, specific Alaskan things in the shoulders. You've got a bit of the flag in there. You've got, I'm assuming that's like the state flower or something on the other shoulder. I have no idea. I don't know much about Alaska. In terms of the logo, it's okay. I like the head. I don't mind the brown. I think it's the brown that comes down along and around the tusks. It almost looks like unfinished in a way. Like the edges are they're not finished. They need to be smooth, and they're very rigid and stuff, and a bit pixelated. So I maybe tighten those up a little bit. It adds to the overall shape. It ends up looking like a tooth or something, like the brown. And so it's just a weird silhouette for me. But I do kind of like I like the face. I like the tusks and stuff. In terms of the colors, not my favorite color combination, but it's okay. Let's move on. The Arkansas Boggy Monster. Bogey is it boggy? Is it bogey? I don't know. Anyways, I think it's boggy, but that's a new one. The shoulder patch is amazing. I love the silhouette of that on there. The colors are honestly pretty cool as well. Haven't really seen anything like that. A very lime green, complemented by another green, just a different shade. That's pretty cool. It's a bit two-tone, but you've got the black in there, you've got the white in there as well. The stripes are pretty unique. The logo is pretty cool. I actually kind of like this one. It's very different. I don't love the name, but I like the jersey for sure. Next, the Delaware Navigators. I think this would be a tremendous brand. You could do so much with this. I think you've got, what team is it? The Admirals? The Milwaukee Admirals that looks a little bit like this, possibly. But I think this is great. I like the colors. It's very traditional. The logo, just a guy on there that's, seen some stuff. He's seen some stuff out in the water. Not bad. Shoulder, you got the boat on there. Compass, yep, it's cool. I like it. Don't love the rounded shoulders, but it's a cool jersey, cool team. Hawaii Warriors. I would not have guessed Hawaii from the color scheme, but I do see some influence there in the logo. I get more Jamaica vibes than anything, and obviously that's its own country, so it's not going to be in here. The colors are very wild. I think I personally would have gone a different direction for Hawaii if I was designing this. I don't know what it would be. Likely something more flower related or something, I'm not sure. I just get major Jamaican vibes in this. Idaho Steelheads. Isn't this a team that already exists? Are they in the AHL? I can't remember. Now, regardless, I do like this logo. I like the name. I like the colors. I find the stripe in the background a little bit distracting. I don't mind it on the arms, but in the background, it's just a lot. It goes white, orange, white, blue, white, orange, white. It's a lot in that little section. So maybe take the white out there and just keep the orange on the edges or something. I'm not sure. It just seems like contrasting quite heavily with the back, in behind the logo. So it's cool though. Next, the Indiana Racers. Okay, I really like the lines behind the car. It conflicts a little bit with the C, but I love it. I think if you could just maybe like shift it a little bit just so the C wasn't on it, or put the C on the other side, like some teams do, like Detroit, that would be fine as well. Now, the arms, I would never go for this on a regular jersey because they're not symmetrical. It's nonsensical striping. But with this, you're taking that motion, and with racing, you've got that movement in the jersey and stuff. So that's pretty cool. The shoulder patches, they're okay, but yeah, it's cool concept overall. Indiana Racers, cool. Iowa Heartlanders. Never heard that term before. I have no idea what that is, but it's okay. The logo is great. We've seen similar logos actually in some other concepts. The colors are good. I actually really like the colors. It might be a little bit busy in terms of striping and everything, but the colors are very interesting. The shoulder patches are okay, I guess. Yeah, decent. Next, the Kentucky Thoroughbred. Now, the brown one, I think it was the Alaska one that had a bit of brown in there, and I did find that a bit conflicting, but I think brown is the primary color, like it is here, complemented with actually a nice, almost like orangish rust color and a lighter blue. I think that's very nice. The darker blue is throwing me off just slightly. I'm wondering if that would be black, if it would be better. It's mainly in here, in this section, along the front of the shoulders in here. It just seems like unnecessary, I guess. But it's not bad, not bad. Next, the Louisiana Bayou Voodoo. Okay, number one, colors are incredible. Purple, and then like a very, very, very vibrant green, light green as the complementary color. Totally, you got the fleur-de-lis in there to represent New Orleans. You've got, I don't know what's on the other side. It looks like a castle or something. I'm not sure. But this logo is so good. It's maybe not super realistic for the NHL. It's almost too 3D rendered or too cartoonish or something, but it's very cool. I actually really like this brand direction. Don't necessarily love the name, but I really like the initial visuals here. The Maine Lumberjacks. So this is the province, or the state that's closest to my province, Maine. And so being in New Brunswick, I've been to Maine lots of times. To me, on first glance, because of the red, because of the trees in the logo, and on the shoulder, this screams Canada. Where in Canada, I don't know. Maybe everywhere in Canada. But this doesn't necessarily scream Maine to me because of the red, because it's so close to Canada. So it's not wrong. It's just, it's not, it just doesn't tell me it's Maine, in my personal opinion. It says more Canada. The kind of plaid look, I don't think is plausible for the NHL. If you want to do it for like a warm-up or something, or specialty jersey, just for warm-up or for auction, that's fine. But for an actual brand, I think it's very unlikely and not plausible at all. But I think that the name is amazing. Like Maine Lumberjacks, that makes complete sense. Maine is a forest state for sure. It's got so many trees. The lumber industry is huge, just like it is here in New Brunswick. Lots of lumber in New Brunswick. So I like the name a lot. And the overall kind of branding, just maybe too far and too close to Canadian colors. Next, Maryland Snallygaster. What the heck is that? The mythical nocturnal creature of rural Maryland? I've never heard of that before in my life. Snallygaster. That sounds like an insult a British person would say to someone. Like, what a snallygaster. What the heck is that? Well, it's interesting. That's definitely what it is. I will say I really like the shape of the shoulders, how it comes down from the neck, and just a bit of a wave here. And it's not rounded, but it's kind of the general rounded shape. But it just, that little curve just gives it some life. So I actually really like that. The white feels a little bit unnecessary, or the transition to the burgundy in the arms feels off. The arms from here down feel like a different jersey than the shoulders. You've got completely horizontal lines here, striping, that match at the bottom of the arm as well. But on the shoulders, it's so flowy and non-rigid. I think there's conflict there. But I really like the colors. I think the colors are great. You've got some flag influence there on the shoulder. People will love that. Not necessarily me, but definitely a lot of people will. It's a really interesting jersey overall. It's cool. Moving on. Mississippi Paddle Wheelers. Okay, I don't like the name. It's too long, but the overall colors are pretty cool. So we've got a lot of blue in the NHL. We have a lot of red in the NHL. Do we have any blue, red, and yellow? Florida, maybe the only team. Montreal doesn't do it. The Rangers don't do it. St. Louis, technically also in this category as well, I guess you could say, but not necessarily like this. This is the closest to the Florida Panthers away jersey, maybe, than anything. But it's definitely cool color-wise. Logo-wise, it's okay. Next, the Montana Bighorns. Okay, the colors are really cool. I like that a lot. I think you could do a lot with a uniform with this. I'm not super digging the mountains above there. It looks like some perky nips, but I would maybe either move that down maybe or possibly remove it. I'm not exactly sure, but I love the colors. The colors are really unique and really cool. Big fan of that, and the logo is so good. And the name too, Bighorns, that's a sports name, 100%. Let's continue. Oh, here we go. New Brunswick Lions. Okay, so this is my home province. Now, I'm going to have to do a little bit of maybe extra work here. I'm going to bring up the New Brunswick flag so you can see it, just so you can see where Steven's getting his influence. Now, I could have done this for the other ones, but this is my home province. I got to do a little bit extra work here for this one. So now, as you can see, the boat that's on the shoulders is pulled from the flag. The line that's on the middle is pulled from the flag. I think the name is pretty cool, actually. You could have gone kind of like the main route and gone lumberjacks or something foresty or industrial. There's lots of industry in New Brunswick. However, the Lions is a cool aspect, and it's also a bit royal as well. So the Lions, named New Brunswick Lions, completely on board for that. I like the colors as well. I would maybe want to see some blue in there just because there is some in the flag, but I don't mind the red, the yellow, and the white. I think the only thing that I would maybe be critical of is the logo and the fact that there's two lines and not one, and they're just like, which one is the main element? The top one, the bottom one, I'm not sure, but I like the direction that this is going. I'm typically overly critical. Sorry, I can't do two things at once here. Just give me a second. All right, sorry. I'm typically overcritical of something that's close to me, which is my favorite team or anything like that. So I think Steven's done actually a really good job here. He's exceeded my expectations for New Brunswick. Okay, next we've got the North Dakota Prairie Dogs. Okay, the design of this jersey is phenomenal. You've got the logo in there of the prairie dog kind of coming up out of the dirt, which is causing like this shooting of the dirt and debris kind of coming up. Maybe that's rock even, and it's flowing into the arms. That striping is coming out of the logo. That is great relationship between logo and striping and the rest of the jersey. Phenomenal. The colors, I think, are a little bit off. You have almost a brownish beige paired with an orange that isn't that far off tonally, and I think you either need to increase the lightness of the orange or the vibrancy of the orange or make it way darker. They're just too close in tone for me personally, so I don't know the right direction, but I think that a cool aspect would be to this muddy kind of color in the middle behind the logo. If you made that and the stripes on the arms black, I think that would be really cool. Black just kind of coming out, spitting out into the arms, keeping the shoulders orange. I think that would be really cool. Let's move on. Nebraska Bull Snakes. No idea what a bull snake is, but it's kind of a cool name. The colors are really interesting. Purple with some black and some off-white or some cream. I think the logo fails a little bit. It kind of blends in with the background too much. I don't know what you would do there, but the purple just kind of like bleeds right in from the jersey into the logo, so it gets muddy. Shoulder patch is okay. All the ends along the bottom, I maybe would think that that's a call out to some college teams, possibly, but yeah, it's okay. Next to Newfoundland. Okay, Newfoundland is one word. Just gotta fix that. Newfoundland and Labrador icebreakers. If you're from the States, maybe don't know, Newfoundland is a province. It's also technically Newfoundland and Labrador. Labrador is a part of mainland Canada that is attached to Quebec, and then Newfoundland is an island, and it's just Newfoundland is off the coast of Labrador, but they're kind of combined. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I I didn't decide this 100 years ago or whenever it was, 1949 or whenever they made the decision. I think that this is a great color combination, a great brand. I love the provincial representation in the shoulder with this with the provincial flag. I think that is great. The logo is pretty cool as well. It looks maybe more like a sticker than anything, but I love it. Newfoundland is known for its icebergs actually around the province. It's a really cool place to go to see icebergs and also whales. Big fishing industry. I've actually never been to Newfoundland, unfortunately, but it's a really cool province. Hope to get there someday. So I actually really like this. I think this is one of the best ones so far. And Icebreakers also has that hockey relationship with ice in there, so it's cool. Next, New Hampshire Bobcats. Well, in terms of the name, absolutely. The logo is also really cool. I'm not digging the color though. It's this like butterscotch pudding kind of color kind of coming down the arms. I might want to see that be a little bit more yellow or rich than I know it's kind of balanced with the logo. It's just not sure about that. New Mexico Armadillos. The logo is very cool. It looks a little bit like a Pokemon, but it's still pretty cool. Colors are okay, not bad. I think the sand kind of clayish color in the background isn't a bad decision. I may have gone a little bit more orange-ish, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Nova Scotia Ospreys. So this is a province that's attached to my province, and the colors are perfect for the jersey. Stephen, again, has done a really good job with colors for a Canadian province here. He's got the flag up on the shoulder, the colors to match in the rest of the jersey. Cool logo, cool name, very good. Next, the Nunavut Narwhals. The logo is a little bit cartoony. I don't know if this would actually be a name that would be chosen hypothetically, but it is kind of cool. Now, the colors are a little conflicting, I guess. Like if you look in the logo, you've got that blue that's shared in the shoulders, shared in the stripe down below. You've got almost a deeper, darker black. I think it's black in there, or maybe a charcoal. That's not nowhere else in the jersey, which is fine. But here on the arms, you get a darker blue. That darker blue is nowhere else in the jersey, so I'm just not sure where it's coming from. It's not the same as the darkness in the logo. It looks like black, so it's cool though. I like the colors. Like just in general, like the blues and the whites and stuff it makes sense. Wow, Northwest Territories Polar Bears. Like the name, the jersey is so cool. I like this a lot. You got the Northern Lights in there. The blue up top, I guess, is pulled from the logo, the ice in the logo. But I may have would want to see like if you look down at the bottom of the jersey, it's a bit like a green, almost like a mint green. If you take that green and make it in the collar, I think it would add maybe some top to bottom balance. But it's a really cool jersey and an awesome brand in general. Let's continue. Oklahoma Badgers. Colors, absolutely. It's a little bit close to the Devils here. The kind of crossed overall kind of look, not a huge fan of that, but I like the logo. I like the colors. The name's cool as well. The Oregon Outlaws. You kind of get that same shape, right? I'm trying to think of brand friendliness, and there's so much controversy around the right to bear arms and guns in general in America. I don't think this is a brand friendly decision to have ammo on there. I would say that this is highly unlikely. I don't personally have a problem with it, but I think I wouldn't pass the A/B testing, so to speak. So I don't know. Now we've seen that logo lots. That's been in lots of concepts in general. Prince Edward Island Foxes. So another province that's close to me, Prince Edward Island. It's where my parents live, where I lived for many years as well. It is completely, I was going to say surrounded by foxes. It's not surrounded by foxes, but when you're in PEI, you are surrounded by foxes because there are tons and tons and tons of foxes in Prince Edward Island, and they're all very friendly. And that's one thing I can't necessarily say about New Brunswick. I've seen foxes in New Brunswick, but when you go to PEI, you see loads of foxes, and they're very, very friendly. I've hand-fed foxes in Prince Edward Island, so they're very used to people. People are used to the foxes, and it's a very, I guess, kind of icon of the province. So Stephen's done a great job in picking the name. PEI Foxes or Prince Edward Island Foxes. It's the right decision for the name of the team. And it's a cool logo as well. It looks a little bit like the Firefox dude. Okay, next, the Rhode Island Rebels. This is very, very close to the Armada in the QMJHL. I'll throw picture of the jersey up if you'd like to see. It's the Quebec Major Junior League team. With that said, I actually do like it. It's very simple color-wise, but I like the logo. It's very simple as well, but you can see like you can see the rifle in there or whatever that is, and you can see the hat, the cowboy hat. Yeah, it's cool. Next is Saskatchewan Mounties. Wow, again, Stephen, you have nailed a province. This is really, really, really good. So in Canada, we have what's called Mounties. They are technically police, but kind of above police, if that makes sense. They are dressed in specific attire, as you can see. On there, he's got the red kind of coat on with the black shoulders. He's got the hat, and a lot of times they're on horses. They're very well respected in Canada. And also in Saskatchewan, I believe it's Regina, where the Mounties train, where you go to become a Mountie. So this is great. You've got the proper logo on the shoulder there. The colors are exactly what they should be. This is really, really good. It's not the best brand as a hockey brand, but if you're from Canada or Saskatchewan in particular, this really resonates. So it's a good job. South Carolina Stingrays. Wow. Okay, so the colors are really cool. I like the colors a lot, the black and the blue and stuff. The logo, probably not for me. I really like the name. Let's continue. South Dakota Triceratops. Okay. Well, the awkwardness of the striping is maybe throwing me off a little bit. I wouldn't go top to bottom, horizontal, and then top to bottom again. I'd mirror that on the other side, top to bottom, horizontal, bottom to top, so you get that same kind of striping echoing on the other side. The colors are fine, actually. I don't mind the colors at all. The logo's really cool. The name is awesome. I would just personally just want some symmetry in the jersey. Next, Vermont Green Mountain Boys. That name would never work. So I'm going to say no to the name. But the colors are cool. You've got this kind of charcoal gray. You've got a very pretty army green in there. A very retro kind of classic logo. The shoulder is quite interesting. Having something green like that, there's so much green in the jersey, it almost breaks up the shoulder too much. So I'm not a huge fan of that flag up there, but I actually really like the jersey. I don't love the name, but the jersey is pretty cool with some tweaks. The Virginia Admirals. This definitely makes sense. I'm pretty sure the naval base is in Norfolk, and I think it's the biggest in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but Admirals is a great name. It almost has to be this for Virginia. And just looking at that shoulder, thinking if it would be okay. And it does cause some balance issues, but at the same time, the way that the ship is angled, you've got more kind of visual color weight on the right-hand side as we're looking at it. But then the left-hand side of the shoulder, it almost balances it in a little bit. So I actually don't mind the opposing shoulders. It's not symmetrical, but I don't mind it. It does look a little bit military, honestly, or naval. So yeah, I'm okay with this. Continuing on, the Wisconsin Wendigo. Don't know, but I like it. It's an incredible logo. I really like the logo, and the colors are so good. It's like a neon yellow, almost like there's just a hint of green in there. And then that dark kind of very, very dark teal. And a very dark purple almost as well. I don't like this green kind of upside down triangle shape that's happening in the background, but the rest is actually really good. I like it a lot. I love the name too. It's neat. West Virginia Mothman. Okay, absolutely. That's a cool name. Big time cool name. And then the pattern in this stripe is so good. Pulled from the wings of the logo. Like that is great relationship in a jersey. I like this one a lot actually. This is definitely one of the best ones so far. Great logo. Moving on, the Wyoming Jackalopes. I have heard this creature before. Interesting name. The logo's cool, actually. Colors are okay. Shoulder patches, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Moving on, the Yukon Huskies. Colors, definitely. I like the colors a lot. Lighter blue, deep blue. And then the nice logo in there as well. Looks a little sinister. Got that little sinister look on the face. Shoulder patches, okay. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to need a minute to pick my favorite here. I have no idea. Okay, there's actually a lot of really good ones in here. I have decided to go with Newfoundland and Labrador icebreakers. So a couple of changes that I would make. Number one, Newfoundland, one word. Number two, Labrador would not be on there, okay? It would just be Newfoundland icebreakers, 100%. I like the name icebreakers because it signifies or it It honors what is happening in Newfoundland in terms of industry. And additionally, it has a relationship to hockey, like I mentioned earlier. Icebreakers, you could do a lot. We could call like, I don't know, you could call your arena like, I don't know, like the Igloo. Like Pittsburgh used to do that. Used to call their arena the Igloo. You could do something cool like that. Like there's a lot you could do with this branding. So I think it was a really good decision brand wise. Color wise, it's excellent. I love the colors. The kind of peach color paired with the deep, very vibrant orange is great. And then with the darker blue. If this had been a lighter blue, it would have looked good. But the darker blue, it really contrasts nicely with everything else. And then the white jersey too. The logo I would maybe change. Like I said, it looked like a sticker almost. So maybe you kind of remove the mountains, remove the water, and just have that ship be the primary aspect. That might be kind of cool. Either way, it's a really, really neat jersey. The shoulder patch could maybe shrink some, maybe put something on the other side, maybe an outline of Newfoundland or something like the silhouette of the province. But yeah, it's a really, really cool jersey. I actually love this set. Stephen, thank you so much for submitting these. I really appreciate it. This is this kind of stuff that I absolutely love because you can take your imagination, you get a template, and then you let it run wild and you come up with these ideas. And maybe it's something like Steven did, where you create a team in every province and state that doesn't currently have a team. Maybe you just wipe out the NHL and redo the teams in the current cities or something. I think we are living in a very cool age of the internet and design, where you can, for not that much money, get a template. There's some free ones out there as well, but get a template and just, like, if you've got aspirations to be a designer, or maybe you're not a designer at all, and you're very amateurish when it comes to Photoshop or whatever, you can kind of stumble your way through and still get those really good ideas down. And I think that's really cool. I think we're living in a very special time design-wise, and it's cool to kind of be a part of it and see the work from the community. And I would love to see your work. If you have ideas in that head floating around and you want to put them down on paper or on screen, I can help you out a little bit if you want to save some money on a template. If you want to get the exact same template that you saw in this video, it's the highest quality template that you can get. It's at sportstemplates.net. If you go there and you find this template and you use code post to post, it's going to save you 10%, and that code applies to every other template on the site. So maybe you're feeling a little bit bold and you don't just want to do the jersey. Maybe you want to do the entire uniform. Well, guess what? There's 2 uniform templates on there. You've got a flat lay one and also a full body uniform one too. And there's other hockey ones as well. And there's other sports too, like football, soccer, basketball, baseball, all kinds on there. I think there's over 70 templates on the site. My code works for all of them, and there are also free ones on there as well. So if you're not entirely sure if you want to commit, maybe grab one of those free ones, play around in Photoshop, have some fun, and send it in. Details on how to do that is down below in the description. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. I am going to try and make a bunch of videos over the next couple of days. I actually am off work. I've got a bunch of time in the next couple of days for the first time since like August. So I'm excited to make some videos in the next couple of days. I've been wanting to for the past couple of weeks. Something's come up. It's been Christmas, it's been shopping, it's been work, it's been whatever. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of days. I'm pretty excited for these videos coming up. So I will be doing lots of filming. Not sure if you'll see me again before Christmas, but you'll at least get lots of videos in the next couple of weeks for sure. So, and of course next Friday, at the very least. So we'll see you in the near future. So if you don't see me before Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. Hope you're having a great start to that. And if you don't celebrate anything, well, hope you're watching hockey and having fun and doing what you love. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, of course, hit the like button. That helps me quite a bit. And if you're new and you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button down below and join us here. We'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.